Hi out there. I don't know who I'm saying hi to because it looks like I'm saying hi to no one. There's nobody in the live chat right now, but I'm hoping people will come in. And if not, maybe you can watch it as a review. I have sent out an invite to everybody who's on the Discord. If anybody wants to join us, you will be more than welcome. But as for that, it is now 1:30 in the morning in Israel, and we're going to start our session. So I'm going to kick up this. This is the PowerPoint. Okay, so we are looking at the homework review. I've changed the melel, like the wording a bit. It says Chazara al Shiurei Habayit, review on the homework, Shiurei Habayit homework. This is, of course, Biblical Hebrew 101, where sometimes you'll have me, sometimes you'll have Jonathan. Last week, Jonathan subbed in for me. Sorry you didn't share the screen for the readings, but hopefully you're able to follow along in your personal Bible. So these are our upcoming sessions that we want to look at real quick. Next Monday, April 21st at 5 p.m. Eastern, we will be reading through David's story in Hebrew as we do week by week. We are now in chapter 20 of 1 Samuel. At 6 p.m., we'll be teaching through lesson 16 from the grammar that we're working on, Grammar for Biblical Hebrew, Revised Edition by Seow or Seow, however you want to say his name. We always struggle with that around here. And on Thursday, we'll cover the homework review for lesson 15, which we went over last week. I always want to give you about a week and a half to do the homework so you don't feel like you need to do it within 3 days and not have enough time to do it. And then finally, Monday, April 28th, the following Monday, we will continue with our Hebrew reading of David's story and be going through lesson 17, which deals with the perfect with object suffixes. That is, we're going to look at how to attach. It's one thing to say he saw in Hebrew, but it's another thing to say he saw me. So we're going through that, how to attach an object suffix onto a verb, because Hebrew is really exciting in that is something that you can do. Not really something you can do in English, but Hebrew and English are not the same thing. Before we get started today, I wanted to look at why we should memorize the Hebrew Bible. Why memorize it in Hebrew? There was this program when I was very new in Bible college. I studied Hebrew in 1999. This program came out in 1994 called the Hebrew Tutor for Windows. They gave some encouragement to those who wanted to memorize the Bible in Hebrew, and this is something they said. They didn't say memorizing the Bible in Hebrew. They said memorizing the Word of God. It changed it a little bit to make it less religion specific. But anyway, memorizing the Bible in Hebrew will help you to learn and retain Hebrew better and longer. You'll be able to say it to yourself as you drive to work, as you go to sleep, kind of like Deuteronomy 6:7 says. All these things. When you lie down, when you rise up, when you walk on the street, when you'll be able to recite the words to yourself. Memorizing will add to your vocabulary and aid you in becoming more fluent and fluid in Hebrew. Definitely the case. It will, that looks really small, it will supply you with a host of examples of Hebrew syntactic constructions that will help you learn them better. And finally, memorizing scripture in Hebrew also fits Psalm 119:11's guide to hide God's word in your heart. It says, I have hidden your word in my heart that I might not sin against you. This is a link to where you can actually get this software online now, the Hebrew Tutor and Greek Tutors. So I'm going to click on that and show you where it goes to real quick. Okay, as soon as the link comes up, it goes to this website, Biblical eLearning, and there's Hebrew and Greek Tutors. You just go to the bottom. It says download Parson Tech 2, and you unzip it and run it, and it'll let you maybe use in like a Windows 3.1 setting. It's a really old program. It's not something new, but at least it is useful. So if you're interested, you are welcome to try that out. I thought it was useful when I was young. All right. So we are just going to jump right into exercise 14. This brings us to, I keep hearing bleeps from Discord, so I will try to ignore that. But we're going to just go right into exercise 14, section C of the exercise, where it says translate the following into English. Number 1, and by the way, for those who are interested, this week I did get a new pen. So I'm able finally to write again. I don't know if you can see that, but yes, new pen. And so I'll be able to write as we go along once again, instead of trying to do it with my mouse. All right, so we're going to say aye. Aye האנשים asher ba'u elecha halayla. Aye. This is just a word that you should have memorized. Aye means where. Where. It's a question word. Okay, so aye ha-anashim. Anashim is the plural of ish. Okay, meaning man and men. So ha is the definite article. Where are, we don't have the word are, so we're going to say, where are the men? Aye ha-anashim. Asher, this is used as a relative pronoun. It means who. Ba'u elecha. Ba'u, they came. This is from the verb lavo. Bo. Bo. It's one of those hollow verbs with the vav in the middle, and the vav drops out and becomes ba. He came. Ba'u, they came. Aye ha'anashim asher ba'u elecha. Elecha, to el cha, you. Elecha, to you. And Laila is a basic word that you're supposed to memorize, night. And halayla means to night, which literally the night. You might imagine on the night, this one, on this night. Aye ha'anashim asher ba'u elecha halayla. Where are the men who came to you tonight? This is obviously from the, let's see, where could it be? I don't remember where it's from, but it's marked in the book. It sounds like it could come from, Rahab, but then it wouldn't be Elecha, it would be Elaich. Or it could be from the story of Sodom and Gomorrah with Lot, where they came to the house and they said, where are the men who came to you tonight? That probably is where it's from. Okay. Number 2. Any questions? We do have some viewers. Woohoo! We have 3 viewers out in the audience, so please post something. And we have someone come up on stage, but I don't see a camera, and it looks like you're muted. But Donovan is there from the Discord server. So if anybody's over on Discord and wants to jump on, and I notice you, then I'll pull you up on stage. But I hope you have a camera and microphone so you can participate. If not, please write in the live chat and let me know, and I can take you off stage. All right, so Boshnu, this is number 2. Boshnu, it's from Bosh. It's also like Bosh. So this is to be ashamed. Be ashamed. And this is one of those special ones where the O stays inside of it, stays inside. So not Bashnu, but Boshnu. All right, Boshnu. We were ashamed. We are ashamed. Me'od. Boshnu me'od ki azavnu aretz. This is poetic Hebrew, where in poetic Hebrew you often are lacking the definite article where you would normally expect it. So Boshnu me'od ki azavnu aretz. Azavnu aretz means azavnu et haaretz. Okay, so we are, and we're going to take that me'od and combine it with that sense. We are very ashamed. We're very ashamed because, the key gives a reason, because azavnu, the boshnu has anachnu and the azavnu has anachnu. We, because we left the land. Right? This is, I understand, I think it's from Ezekiel or Jeremiah. It's something where the people are saying that they're very ashamed because they left the land of promise and they went into exile. We feel great shame because we left the land. Okay? Need to know if this is at any point weird or difficult. Donovan, I've taken you off stage just because you don't have a camera on or a microphone. If you want to turn them on, you can come on stage with me. That would be awesome. All right, number 3 says Lo yadanu me hayalo. Notice the haya has a shifted accent. We call it nasog aho. That is where the accent just jumps backwards. Normally we would expect haya, but in order to hold the word there and make it stronger, because it might tend to disappear with mehayalo, we want that word to stand out, so the accent is moved back to stress, kind of like stress the word. Ooh, we have more people showing up. James is on here twice. So I'm going to put you guys all on stage, and whoever pulls on their camera and microphone, you'll be able to join, and otherwise... hey, there's a James right there. So I'm going to remove the other one if you don't mind, just so I save a seat. Kick from studio. It's nothing personal. And Donovan, you're still on there if you want to join us. How you doing, James?
Shalom li ki bamerchava anochi.
Bamerchava, ba'oto. Rechev. Because Merkava is specifically one that the horses pull. But Rechev is a...
This thing has some horsepower.
Yes. I am happy because I'm in my car. All right, so Lo yadanu. This means we don't know or we didn't know. We don't know. Remember those things of feeling and perception, even though it's written in the past, is probably present. We don't know. Mehayalo. Mehayalo, what was to him? What was to him means probably we don't know what happened to him. What was to him, what happened to him. We don't know what happened to him. And I see Colton is listening in the live audience, as is my mother. There's Colton saying hi, and my mom saying hi to Colton and sending out some love. All right, so I hope we can move on to the next one. Lo yadanu me hayalo. If you want, we can look up the context pretty quickly. All right, this one, I think it comes from Ecclesiastes, if I'm not mistaken. Hen kol ra'ata eni. Hen is short for like hine. Hine. Hine means behold. Also, hen means behold. We use hen in modern Hebrew also to mean whether. I don't know whether this is true or not. Whether hen. It can be almost like ha, like if you, a question word. Okay, so we're going to say behold, hen. Hen kol ra'ata ini. This is the object, and ra'ata is the verb, and this is the subject. So we're going to say this is object. OVS. This means the object has been fronted. So, but the verb is still in second position where we'd expect it. Behold, everything my eye has seen. My eye has seen all. My eye has seen all, has seen everything. Shama'a ozni. Ozni. Notice that closed syllable oz. Oz, not az. It's from the word ozen. Ozen is ear. So ozni, sham'a, my ear has heard. Behold, all my eye has seen, my ear has heard. And so these are connected with no vav. So let's say behold. I actually think this pen writes more smoothly. This is a HP pen, and my computer is HP, so I think they match really well. Behold, my eye has seen, oops, I lifted my S, seen all. And then we're going to probably take that all and put it also with this one. My ear has heard all. And we're going to take the all from the previous phrase, all. Okay. Kind of poetic in the layout there. Hope that makes sense. Okay. Number 5. If anybody gets on screen and wants to read one, or maybe do one,
I'm at a
explain
stoplight. I
translation
can
to
read.
us. Yeah.
This
is a famous expression. Not Sham. Not Sham, but
Sam.
Sam.
Yes,
Mhm.
Moses set. Okay.
וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל. Okay.
And this is the law which Moses set before the sons of Israel. Children.
Mm-hmm. This is the law, Torah, instruction. You could almost say it's a revelation, right? Torah, which Moses set or placed before the sons of Israel. Jonathan would say, no, it should be Israelites. So Israelites are sons of Israel. That's okay. Israelites are children of Israel. This is the law or Torah or the instruction which Moses placed before the Israelites. And this plays into the Torah service, because obviously if you bring the Torah out of the ark and you want to parade it around the synagogue, then it's really nice to sing וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה. This is the Torah which Moses set before the children of Israel by the mouth of the Lord, by the hand of Moses, is how the song goes. But that's something you sing when the Torah is brought out to be presented to the people. It's really nice. Yeah. All right. So number 6, Adoni. Notice it's not Adonai, but Adoni, because it's talking about a person. Whoever is being spoken to, you call him sir. Adoni sha'al et avadav. Adoni, my master, asked his servants, his slaves, lemor. Lemor is like a question mark, saying, Ha yesh lachem. Okay, so now we understand from this question, Ha yesh lachem av or ach, that this is the Joseph story. And these are Joseph's brothers reminding Joseph of what he had asked them. So they say, it's probably Reuben speaking, I guess the oldest. My Lord, meaning, what does my Lord mean? It means you. When you speak to somebody with grave respect, you call him my master, and you refer to yourself as your slave. Like this is how you call yourself. I am your slave, and you are my master. Like, because that's the relationship. So my Lord or my master asked his slaves, and what does his slaves mean? It means us, me and my brothers. You asked us, saying. So it's my Lord asked his servants. You asked us. And then the lemor means that we're going to quote the speech. And the ha means, is there, yes or no? Yesh, there is, to you. Okay, yesh lachem, do you have, as a question. Do you, and that's plural, do you have, okay, a father? Because remember, their father was not with them. That is Jacob. He was back in the land of Canaan, about to die. Do you have a father or a brother? Well, they obviously have brothers because they're a band of brothers. But he's asking, do you have a father or another brother that's not here, that's not represented? All right, I'm looking. Don't see that anybody else has joined us, but we're going to keep pushing along. Adoni sha'al et avadav lemor. Ha yesh lachem av o ach. Okay. Next, number 7. James looks like he's moving down the street. Okay. Ve'atem yedatem et nefesh hager. Ve'atem yedatem et nefesh hager. Remember that yada, he knew, would be translated normally in the present tense, okay, because it's one of those feelings or sensations or intuitions. Ve'atem yidatem et nefesh hager. Nefesh. Nefesh, life. Normally translated as soul, but in this it means the way of life, how someone lives. He gerim, this is our because. This explains the fact of your knowledge. He gerim heitem be'eretz Mitzrayim. Mitzrayim. Okay? So he says, and you, and he's stressing that subject. That is stressed. He's saying, you yourselves, and you yourselves know. Why do I say it's stressing? Because you don't need it. Yidatem is enough to say you know. So once I add ve'atem yidatem, that's very stressed. It's very emphatic. It says, and you yourselves know. Okay? The life of a stranger, a foreigner. Okay? You know the hardships and the things that foreigners have to go through when they're living in a land that's unfamiliar to them, a country that is not their own. You yourselves know the life of a stranger because you were, heitem, you were strangers, gerim, strangers in the land of what? Egypt. You yourselves know the life of a stranger because you were strangers in the land of Egypt. And what is the commandment in the Torah? To love the stranger who lives among you, to show him goodness, kindness, and love. Is this a change-up time to Thursday from Monday? Well, if you've been following along, my buddy, so we've been doing until now. Don't need the screen like that. Until now, we've been doing first, second, third hours. It's first hour is Hebrew reading, second hour is grammar, third hour is Hebrew conversation, Hebrew in conversation. But I realized that when I was going through the grammar and trying to cover the homework, it was too much to put into 1 hour slot. So we were doing an hour and 15 minutes. And then I thought, you know what? Let's just add a session on Thursday and go through all of the homework and make sure we devote time to it instead of letting it overrun us. So that's what we're doing. We've added what I'm calling second and a half hour, because the second hour is for the grammar and the other half is going to be at the other time in the week, and that is our Thursday slot. So Thursday at 6:30 p.m. the grammar is at 6. We're doing 6:30 for as long as we need to cover it all, if you guys stay with me. But anyway, this verse is important for politics today. Please treat strangers and foreigners with kindness. And remember that our people, if you identify with the Jewish nation, were at one time also foreigners in a land that wasn't theirs. And I think all peoples have gone through that in the past, and we should be cognizant of the difficulty that foreigners go through and try to make their lives better, not worse. Especially, unless they're crazy criminals, whatever. But I don't think that's happening as much as some people say. All right, number 8. הייתה זאת בימיכם ואם בימי אבותיכם. אבותיכם, your fathers. אבות, אב, אבות, אבותיכם. So av, father, avot, of fathers, avotechem, your fathers. All right. He is our question word ha. Okay, but now it's before another ha and change to he. Sometimes you're going to see it. Don't be too bothered about it. You're reading rather than composing Hebrew at this point. Okay. Ha, heita zot. Heita zot, this was. So we're asking a question. Was this? Well, remember before when we said mehayalo, And we could say what happened to him. So was this blah, 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 blah. We can say, has this happened? Okay. So let's add the word ever for the sense that we want to get at. And we said, has this ever happened? Or did this ever happen in your days, like until now, as long as you've been alive? Bimechem. Notice that bimechem comes from yom, day, yom, and the plural is yamim. Oh, that just wrote all kinds of stuff on its own. Yamim, and the construct of yamim is yemeh. Days of. So yemechem, the days of you. What is this doing? Erase everything. Yemechem. I'm very sorry. Going to try to erase it and come back. Okay, back at it. Yemechem are your days. Yemechem. It's not the fault of the pen, it's the fault of PowerPoint, I promise. And then when you add be onto it, be, we've got the rule of Shva with Yod, it becomes be. Bimechem, in the days of you, in your days. Has this ever happened in your days? Or if, the if is repeating this ha, it's a yes or no. And if, or in the days of your fathers. Did this ever happen in your days? Did this thing ever happen in your days? That's your plural. Or your father's days? And fathers is plural. Okay. Did this ever happen? Like, has something like this ever happened in the past? It looks like this is the only time this has ever happened. It's something brand new. That's the point. It's a rhetorical question asking, has this ever happened before? And the answer is supposed to be no. This is something new, surprising, and shocking, whatever it is. All right, number 9. We're making progress. Vechamohu. Is anybody there on stage who wants to jump on and read? I hear Canvas of Elohim 4. This is my very first time here and using this app. I don't have a cam, but I have mic. I'm not sure who you are. Are you on my Discord? Because I don't know the name, Canvas of Elohim.
I'm Donovan.
Donovan! Hello and welcome.
Shalom.
You want to read this one?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Kamohu lo haya lefanav melach asher melech asher shav el Adonai, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, and then Bechol Levano.
Leva. Vo.
Oh, Leva. Oh, there's like two bets there. So.
Yep.
Levavo.
Mm-hmm. Just to be cover all the bases. If you said melach, it would be salt. Salt is melach, and melech is king. That's the pronunciation difference. V'chamohu lo haya lefanav melech asher shav el Adonai b'chol levavo. Who would that be talking about? Do you think there are probably only 2 kings that this might be talking about? If we looked in the Bible, we'd find it. But okay, so, and like him, there was not before him a king. So there was no king like him before, okay, before his time, who, shav, what is shav? Lashuv, shuv, to return. Asher shav el Adonai, who returned to God, b'chol levavo, with all of his heart. So let's translate that out. And we're going to take there was not. There was not like him. How about we say a king? There was no king like him before him. Okay, this is lefanav. Okay, who turned back, turned back to God. Yud He Vav He, with all his heart. Yep. וכמו לא היה לפניו מלך, אשר שב אל אדוני בכל לבבו. This word shav, lashuv, is the root of the word tshuva. Tshuva is repentance. Repentance or returning, going back. You would want to say teshuva. We like when we have teshu just to say chu. Tshuva. That's how it sounds. But it's teshuva, tshuva. Another word that happens with is the word for passion. Like with Adam and Eve, when she sinned, God said, your passion will be for him, chukatech. Chuka, you say teshuka, chuka. This is passion. All right. Number 10, ach. Thank you, Donovan, for reading. And Karen is here. Let's put him on stage 2. Howdy. So that's 3 of the guys over from Discord. Karen, you understood the change that we're using Thursday just for homework review, to go over the homework from the chapter.
Yeah, I got it.
All right. So this one, do you want to read that, Karen?
All right. Ak bat paro aleta me'er David el betacha ta asher bana la.
Because if you say lach, we're going to hear this, which is to you, but we want la to her. Just also that the kaf needs to be distinguished from the chaf, ach, rather than ak. Ach. All right. Bat paro is who? Bat paro. Who is she?
Oh,
Bat paro.
daughter of Pharaoh.
Yeah, Pharaoh's daughter. Okay, so ach generally is kind of like but. Sometimes it's not but when it's not contrastive. Then it can be like indeed. But ach, we're going to take here as but.
Can't
So we're
it
going to
also
say
be only?
that's more rak.
Huh? I think Biblingo has only as one of the glasses.
It's only in the sense of he didn't do this, only he did this. Meaning
like
but.
rather.
Yeah, rather. Yeah. So he says, but Pharaoh's daughter, we're just going to say P's daughter. Okay, P's daughter. Alta. Do you recognize that word, Karen? Alta.
Yeah, that is kahal, right? Like katal,
Yeah, it's
so
kal
alak.
of Allah for the third
No.
feminine singular. Alta.
Yeah.
She went up. So Pharaoh's daughter went up, and it's feminine because it agrees with bat, right?
Yeah, but
She went up
from the city.
From the city of
David
mhm,
to her house.
to her house. Whose house is
Yeah.
it? The house of Pharaoh's daughter.
Well,
To her
yeah.
house. That Asher Banala.
I say that belongs to
Banala.
her. That belongs to her.
What's Bana?
Uh, wait,
It's
build.
past tense.
So
Ani
build,
baniti. Atabanita. Hubana. Hubana. He built.
build.
He
Yeah,
built
build
for her.
for her.
In this case, I looked this one up, and this is Solomon. This is the house that Solomon had built for her. So
Oh,
the daughter of
interesting.
Pharaoh went up from the city of David to her home, which he had built for her. That is that Solomon had built for her. Okay, good. Next is we're finished with the translations. That's a good cut of the time. That's 36 minutes on that section. Not bad. We're going to look at parsing these forms. You won't necessarily know them. What is parsing? Parsing is a crazy thing that only people in biblical language studies do. I don't know that you ever look at the word, you go nado in Spanish, nado, and say, please parse this verb. And you're like, oh, parse it? Okay, well, it looks like it's from the word nadar. Okay, so I'm going to keep that in my head. It's from nadar. And the O ending has an accent, so it looks like it's probably past tense. We're going to call it the preterite. Okay, so it's preterite. And nado, it's probably third person singular, he or she. Let's see, preterite, third person singular. It's from the word nadar. And we're going to give it a gloss of he or she swam. Like, this is a crazy thing that only people in biblical languages do. Nobody parses verbs in other languages, as far as I know. Is that true? Parsing means breaking it down into, you want to, in Hebrew at least, we're going to say the binyan. Is it kal? Is it piel? Is it hifil? Is it hitpael? Whatever. Then we're going to say the form. Is it going to be katal, yiktol, vekatal, and these? So far, we've only done katal, which is the perfect. We can say katal or perfect. That's all we've done so far. And then third, we're going to do person, number, and gender, masculine, PGN, person, gender, and number. That is first person, masculine, I don't know, plural or singular, whatever. One MP, one common. So the gender of the person, again, is 1, 2, or 3. That's person. Okay. The gender is masculine, feminine, or common. Common meaning that it can be masculine or feminine. This is gender. And number can be singular or plural. Okay, this is number. PGN. Right. So third is PGN. Then we're going to give the root. Okay, root. And then 5 gloss, like a translation. We would put also, if like from next week, whenever we have suffixes, we're going to place the suffixes here. That is the object suffixes. So we're going to have 6 pieces when we parse. I hate parsing. I think it's a stupid idea, but for some reason it is. It's something that people do in biblical language studies. So we are going to just push through it. Maleti. This is obviously kal because there's no doubling, there's no closed syllables. It is a stative kal because it has a instead of a, malati, maleti. So it's kal. It's going to be katal, which is the normally defined as the past tense. Okay, katal. Then we're going to do its first common singular. That is the first person. Common gender. It's used for men and women, and it's singular. The root is mem lamed aleph. And if we were to give it a gloss, a translation, we're going to say I was full or I am full, something like this. The translation of stative verbs really depends on their context. Kal, katal, 1 CS, mem lamed aleph, I was full. If we were designating what kind of root it is, we would pull out aleph. We want to identify aleph, hey, vav, yod, ayin, chet, all of the gutturals and the weak or the vowel letters. These are the ones that we want to identify. So we would call this, if we've got root 1, 2, and 3, this is a third aleph. Okay, third aleph or lamed aleph is what the traditional grammar calls it. Lamed is the third position in the root. Hey, ayin, lamed. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Number 2, does somebody want to take this for parsing? If this is something you want to work on, parsing is insane.
I could try.
Sure. You remember what we want to do? We want binyan, the form, person number gender, ping, pung. Let's call it ping. So person number gender, the root, and the gloss.
So binyan is a call.
Okay.
Right.
I think in this lesson, everything should be kal because I think that's what we've covered so far.
Yeah.
And everything should be katal.
Katal.
Why do we use katal? Because it's a form. Like it's instead of function, we want to use form because sometimes function, like if we call it past tense, that would be problematic because it's not always past tense, right? Kal, katal.
I'm trying to remember this. It's look like 2 MS.
2 ms. Second
Yeah.
person, masculine, singular. 2 ms.
Singular.
Good. The root.
It's Asha.
Not don't pronounce it, just give the letters. Ein,
Ein.
Sin,
Sin. Hey.
Yod.
It's
Ein, Sin, Yod. When you have third hey, they're not really hey. They're really Yod.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So asa, this hey isn't really part of the root. It's asi. But we don't say the root. We just say ein sin yod. Ein sin yod. Can I demonstrate this? I can demonstrate this to you. Hold on just a second. Let's see. We want this. Okay. So we have on the Hebrew Language Academy, Academia Lashon Ha'Ivrit.
Thanks.
Okay, they have Nitiot Poal. This is the verb conjugation. So it's a verb conjugation table. Okay. Let's say I go here. It says shoresh, the root, and I want to search for ein sin hey. Okay, let's get rid of that ugly thing. What does the Hebrew Language Academy say to me? It says there are no results. En totzaot. There are no results. יש לכתוב בסוף השורש יוד במקום hey. You need to write in the end of the root yod instead of hey, because the root is yod. So if I change that and I write yod, then I can see that this word asa has in the kal, the nifal, the piel, the pual, the pual another meaning, and in the hifil. So the kal is going to pull up, and then I will see asiti, asita, asit, and so on. The verb forms are here, but I have to search for it with the yod, not with hey, because hey is not the real root letter. Now I proved it to you. Okay, and what would you gloss asita? What does it mean? Ani asiti, ata asita.
To do?
Not to do, but you.
Yeah, you do. You did.
You did.
Yeah.
The normal translation would be you did or you have done. All right.
Yeah, I was glossing the root.
Okay.
Sorry.
Next, is anybody else there that wants to participate in this wicked and evil thing? James says that the word ach in Biblingo is only but yet. Mhm. Only in the sense of not other things, but only this is the word rak. Or bilvad. Bilvad. From the word levad, alone. So in, alone. Bilvad or rak. Yeah. Okay, so the next one is boshti. Boshti is one of those weird middle root bosh. Like bosha, she is ashamed. Boshti. Okay, so we're going to say that this is kal because it's kal with a middle weak. Kal, katal, again the same. It is first common singular, meaning it. Remember the table that I make for the verbs is arranged like this. This is the middle. Okay. This is here is plural. This is singular. You've got first, second, third. First, second, and third. You've got masculine and feminine. And you've got masculine and feminine. This is the past tense, the katal. So this is first common singular, second masculine singular, second feminine singular, third masculine singular, third feminine singular, first common plural. The first person is always common, meaning that it's used for men and women. Whenever we're talking in the katal, it's always common gender. The third is also common in the katal for masculine and feminine. So this is masculine plural, and this is second feminine plural. That's how the table is laid out. It helps you to visualize what I'm talking about when I say first common singular. It means it's the middle. For masculine and feminine, it's for both in the middle. That's the point. Okay, if anybody wants to know how to build those tables on Microsoft Word or on PowerPoint, I can show you because I think they're really useful. More useful than parsing. Kal, katal, first common singular of the root bosh, bet, vav, shin, and it means I am or was ashamed. I feel ashamed. I felt ashamed. Okay, to feel ashamed. All right, Haiti. Are you doing good, Karen?
Yeah.
So we've got again the kal katal because that we're not getting out of in this lesson.
I think it's one CS.
Yes, I. Once yes.
One
Haiti.
CS.
Haita.
Hi.
Okay, Haiti.
Hiya. Hiya.
From
Hey.
hey, yud.
Yod. Hey.
Hey, yud. Again, there's that hey.
Yud.
There's no third hey. It's hey, yud. Hey, yud. That's the root, and it means I.
In this case, I am.
I was
I
or I
was.
have been. Okay. Meta. Meta. This is another middle weak one. Okay. This is it's feminine, right? Meta. Okay. So we've got kal katal because we're not getting away from it. Kal katal in this this unit. It is third feminine singular, she, and it's from the root mem vav tav, mut, die, mut. It means she died. Okay, himeta. Himeta. She's dead. She died. Okay, ba'a. Ba'a. Kal katal.
3FS.
3FS, 3 feminine singular. This, if this is, let's say, hi ba'a, misham, hi ba'a. Gao. Garim. Ba'a. This is actually a participle. This is a participle. We're going to see in the next one, let's look at the next one, that this is the past tense and this is the participle. They look the same. Ba'a and ba'a. Ba'a, ba'a. Ba'a, coming, and ba'a, came. So with a participle, it's not really the same. So it's kal. We are going to get away from the katal because this is This is a participle called participle third not third. There's no third or first or whatever. It's only feminine singular. Called participle feminine singular
Absolute.
of
Vav. Aleph.
bet vav aleph, meaning
The ones who are coming.
coming. It's feminine, not ones, but the one, the woman,
The
the
one,
woman
yeah.
coming, a woman coming, a girl, something. Called participle feminine singular of bet vav aleph, meaning coming. Okay, the next one has the stressed accent in the beginning. This is the past tense, which what we're going to render as the past tense. Kal katal.
3FS.
Okay, 3FS. Again,
Same
of
root.
full, and it means she
He came.
came. Okay, brilliant. Next, gawu. Kal katal. Okay, we're going to go ahead and say that it's from gu, lagu. It's third common plural because masculine and feminine third person plural is common. Can mean hem garu, they lived, or hen garu, they lived. Okay, and so they lived. Masculine or feminine, they lived. How are we doing out there in Chetland? Is everybody following along? I hope so. This is fun stuff to me. I hate parsing, but I like Hebrew. So. Number 9, this is obviously feminine. When we look at it, haita sounds like haya, right? So that's what we're going to go with. Kal, katal. And it is hey yud yud. This is third feminine singular. It means she was. Look how fast we're getting. Yeah. Number 10. Khatat. Khatat. This looks like the noun for sin offering, which is this, khatat, with dagesh in the tet. But this is the kal verb. Kal, katal. Now this is a feminine, but it's marked, it would be khatata, you sinned, but this is feminine, second feminine singular. From khata, meaning you, feminine singular, you sinned or have sinned. Okay, kal, katal, second feminine singular from chet tet aleph, meaning you sinned, speaking to a woman. Ayu, okay, the u indicates to us, obviously, it's the katal past and it's they. So we're going to do kal, katal.
3 CP.
Okay, with 3 CP because the third person in the plural is common gender, masculine and feminine. Hem hayu and hen hayu. 3 CP from hey yod yod, meaning they were. Okay. I hope everybody's done their homework and they can easily follow along. Okay, this is kal, but it is a participle from khata. Okay, this is feminine singular. There's no person in participles. Participles are masculine, or they're masculine singular, feminine singular, masculine plural, feminine plural. There's no first, second, third person. Okay, so called participle, feminine singular, and it is from khata, meaning sinning, referring to a woman who's sinning or a city that is sinning. Ir chotet. Not really used like that often, but anyway, mati. Mati, we can see inside that there's a doubled tav. In modern Hebrew, we even say it as a double tav. We say matati, matati. That's how we say this word. Because if you have it unpointed, it looks like the word matai, when. It also looks like the name Mati, somebody's name, like Matthew, Matty. Okay, so we say it with 2 tavs in Israel today. Matati, I died. Okay, so this is Mati, it is kal. with it's a middle weak. It's missing the vav. So we only see really one of the root letters, because the root is mem vav taf, and when we add the taf here, we have the loss of the root letter vav in the middle, right? Mat, and then we have the loss of a tav, so that we only have one visible tav. It means that we only see one root letter. Okay, but the root is mut, related to the word mavet, died, death, katal. Okay, this is first common singular of mut, lamut, and it means I died. It's obviously very strange to say I died, because if you say I died, it implies that you're not alive. But we can say it in terms of video games. I died 3 times before I beat that stage. I died. We can also say it in metaphorical sense, like in religion, where you say, once I came to realization of this religious fact, I died and I came to new life. I died. So we can say it, but it is an odd statement generally to say I died. Sarti. This is kal katal. Okay. From sur, samech vav resh. It's first common singular, and it means I turned aside. I turned aside. Like when Moses saw the burning bush as he was going after a lamb or a sheep, he saw the bush and he turned aside to see what it was. All right, and finally, matnu is the same as matti, but matnu is plural, the nu, anachnu. Kal, katal. Okay, this is first common plural, it's I. First common plural from mut, lamut, to die, and it is we died. We died, or we have died. Okay, any questions, discreet? Colton, I am dead, ani met, generally, just so you are. Ani met, and that is said of something like, something surprises you. Why? Ani met, I'm dead, right? Or it also is used of something like, if you really like something, like I love Coke Zero, ani met al Coke Zero, Cola Zero. Yeah, good. I like the comments. Keeping them up. Yes. Okay, moving on. We want to go for parse the following forms. I don't think that's what it said. I think it's translated into Hebrew. So ignore that. They chose. The word for choose. What is choose? We have 2 minutes till the end of the hour, but we can keep going as long as people are watching, because Hebrew is exciting. What is the word for choose? How about we say a prayer? ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם אשר בחר בנו מכל העמים ונתן לנו את תורתו. אשר בחר בנו מכל העמים, who chose us from all of the peoples. How do you say he chose? Yes, Colton, yes. Bachar. Okay, in that specific prayer, we don't say bachar, we say bachar, with the stress moved forward, like we said earlier. But they chose is from the word bachar, okay? And the they part of it is the u. So we've got ba, in the past, it was bacharu. That syllable lost its stress, and the stress moved to the end, and then that dropped, and it became bacharu. We don't like that vocal shava like that, so we put a patach on the side of it. Bacharu. This is a composite shva, echo vowel. Bacharu. They chose. Okay. I told you before. I don't know who remembers it. In the past, this, like the British say, laboratory. we used to say in English, standard English, laboratory. Laboratory. And at some point, it fell out of fashion because we moved the accent on the word over here. And the result of doing that was to cause that vowel not to be pronounced. So laboratory became laboratory. Laboratory in America. So that is exactly what we see happening in Hebrew all over the place, where we have Bachar, he chose, Bachar, and then what they would do in the past was just to add U, Bachar, Bacharu. But there was a tendency to send the stress over to those vocalic endings. So what was Bacharu became Bacharu, and that syllable just reduced, just like the laboratory lost its labor and became labra, laboratory. That's exactly what happened. The movement of stress caused the loss of the vowel in that syllable. Okay, she set. She set. Coca-Cola bad, my mama says. She set. What's the word for set that we've learned so far? There are actually several in Hebrew. We've learned two of them. We've learned the word natan, that we normally say means to give. Natan, he gave.
And
And we learned
summer.
sin yod mem. Sin yod mem. We're going to put it as an infinitive and say lasim, to put. Lasim, to put. The la just means to, like lecha, to you. So let's take sim, and we add the a onto it, right? And with these hollow verbs, the middle vowel disappears, and instead of simma, we say sama. I think that's what you were saying anyway, right? Sama. Sama, she put. Okay. Sama. I made. This is from Ein Sin Yod. Okay, with the T, we're going to say T. Asiti. 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 Asiti, I made, or I did. Okay. Next, they set. We've got the same verb. Okay, sama. Instead of sama, we're going to say samu. Who is they? Samu. They put. They set. He died. This one's very simple. Yes, Colton. For they set, you could say natnu. Instead of natanu, natnu, natnu. They gave. Natnu. They gave, they set. They put. Placed. Okay, he died is simply the, met. That's something you just learn. Met. He died. So met, they died, metu. She died, meta. Okay. All right. You, plural, were. You were. We had this in one of the translations. I guess we can pull it up. Let's see. Adoni זאת התורה.
Ayadu.
כי גרים הייתם בארץ מצרים. For you were strangers in the land of Egypt. Haytem. Right? Haytem. Okay. So that one is from Haya. So you say Hayiti. And instead of ye, you say tem. So he, ye, tem. Hayitem. You just have to memorize that form has and not a. Israelis will say hayitem. Hayitem. But technically it is hayitem. And Colton got that one right, and the last one right too, obviously. The Hebrew machine. All right. Number 7, you, singular, masculine, died. Okay, you died. If we say we already had I died, matati, mati, you just change the E to a, mata. You died. Mata. Okay. You are dead. Ata met. You are dead. Ata met. You threaten somebody, you're going to beat them up. Good. All right. She went up. The root for going up is also the root for whole burnt offering. Ein lamed yod. Okay. She went up. With he and she, we're going to change that yod to a hey. So we have Allah, where he went up. And then we want to add another hey, which changes this one to a consonant, a tav. Okay, tav. Alata, alata, and the stress moves to the end of the word with the vocalic ending. Alata becomes alta. Alta. She went up. Alta. She went up. Alta or alta. You died, plural. Who is with me tonight? Well, can't you see? Donovan is not with a camera. And Karen is there. I can put names, I think. And oh, I just messed something up. Here we go. Nope, style. Show names. Hello, there are names. All right, cool. Back to it. This one. You died. Okay, I believe that it's the same. Mat with a closed syllable and tem. Matem. Matem. Isn't that what he gives in the book? I'm sure it is. He gives this form. Matem. We would say matatem. Matatem, but matem. Yes, it's on page 164. Okay, next. We have you lived. If we have you died, we have to have you lived. You lived. What is the root for living? Chai, right? And it's got two yods in the root. Then we add tem. Question, is this chayitem or chayitem? I would assume that is chayitem. I wanted to show you. Do you have an idea?
No, it's saying that it's a plural, but you're looking at a singular.
Oh, goodness. That's true. But let's get the plural form real quick. This I'm going to pull over here. Okay, there's this new thing called, Nakdan is a pointer. Nakdan live.dicta.org.il. This is the funnest thing you've ever seen in your life. You can just type Hebrew and it points it for you. It points it for you. Gadalti be'artzot brit. Look at that. It points it for you. It's going to make pointing Hebrew so much faster. Gadalti be'artzot brit. I grew up in the United States. So, Bereshit bara Elohim et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. It does it for you. Is that not the craziest thing you've ever seen in your life? You just hit copy, and then you can paste it, and there you have your text. That's amazing. This is something that just came out, so you should definitely try it. Good. So if I wanted to know how to point chaytem or chayitem, it's right there. It shows me. But it might get the one wrong. No, look, chayitem, it got it correct. It's a good tool. It's not perfect, but it's a very good tool. So you should try to use it. This says masculine singular, so I went the wrong way in the first place. But that's instead of hayita, chayita. Chayita, you lived. Okay. It could also be garta from lagur, gar, garta, like gar is sojourn or live. Garta, garta, garta. Garti. Okay. Number 11. You entered. We would use the word nichnas in the nifal, but you don't use that in the Bible. The word for enter is the same as come, and that is from this word. This root. So you masculine singular, We're going to drop the middle root, the middle vav. We're going to say ta. Bata. Bata, you came, you entered. Okay? He sojourned or lived, sojourned. This is gur. Sojourned. He sojourned. Who? Gar in the past tense. Gar. You just drop the vav, have a instead, like bo, ba. Who? Gar. Okay? He or you lifted, masculine singular. The word for lift, I think we had, right? Nasa. To lift. Nasa. Okay? You, it's nasata. Not T. Nasata. Nasata. You lifted, you picked up. Right? Should I put the link? I think I'll put the link in the comments over there for the pointer, because that's something that's good to have. HTTPS. Okay, it's not done. live.dicta.org.il for whoever wants that. Good thing to have. Okay, we are ashamed. This we just memorize. Boshnu. 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 Remember, Boshnu me'od. We are very ashamed. Ki azavnu aretz, because we left the land. You left, masculine plural. The word for left, to leave, is la'azov, azav. And the you is going to be tem, atem. Okay, so as far as this is a closed syllable, zav, and this one's distant, becomes reduced, azavtem. Azavtem, you left. Okay. This is the reading for this passage, for this chapter. It is now 1 hour and 42 minutes into the hour. If you have the strength to stay with me, we will read this as quickly as we can. We do have some notes in the book. Remember that we are using Seow's grammar book, this one here, Grammar for Biblical Hebrew, Revised Edition. So this is going to come out on page, let's see. This is page 169, and it has just 4 notes. 4 notes at the bottom. You're supposed to translate the passage with the dictionary, whatever dictionary you happen to use. I used to use Langenscheid's when I was a student. I don't know if you can still buy it. Let's look for that, because that. Just a second. That was very handy. It's a pocket dictionary. And let's see if it still sold. Amazon.com, Langenscheidt Hebrew Dictionary. It's a little yellow volume. I remember it being cheap and very easy to carry. Yeah, see this Langenscheidt's Pocket Dictionary. It's for Biblical Hebrew. It's $5.58. It was the most useful book I had when I was in college. This is the exact copy that I had, which is now being sold for $40 because it's old and they don't print it anymore. But this is the exact one that I had when I was a student, and I found it like I couldn't have done without it. Like, it was really, really great. And this is the newer edition. But you should totally get your hand on it if you need a little dictionary that just gives you glosses that you can use. Okay, great. So back at it. Here we are. I have enlarged this a little bit so we can see all the text. And I will take our pictures off the screen just so we can read. Notice we start with a hifil verb, which will be covered in the next chapter. And so he gives it to us in his notes. It says verse 4 has the word higdalti, which means I accomplished greatly. Literally, it can mean I made something bigger. I made it greater. All right. So he says, higdalti ma'asai. Higdalti ma'asai, which is to mean like I accomplished my deeds greatly. Okay, ma'asai, ma'ase means deed or action, and ma'asai or mine, my deeds. Banitili batim. So I built for me houses. I built houses for myself. Banitili batim. Natati li kramim. I planted for myself vineyards or orchards, things where you have, I don't know the difference between vineyard and an orchard. Vineyard is for vines, which is for grapes, which is for alcohol, wine, and orchard is for apples, oranges. Is that right? Wow, look at me trying to learn these things on the fly. So kerem, I think, is an orchard, isn't it? We have a neighborhood in Israel called Kerem HaTemanim. It's like a neighborhood where a lot of Yemenite people moved to a long time ago, and so I guess it's still got several. Kerem. Kerem, it says, is a vineyard or a garden. So I think it can refer to both. Vineyard. How do you say orchard specifically? How will we find that? We'll go to the top of the dictionary and we will say orchard and see if it gives us a word. Orchard with fruit. Karmel. It's from kerem. It's the same word, kerem. So, but maybe there's a. Let's see, there's another one. Orchard, it just says ganot, which are gardens. Orchard, again, tzikalon, it's from Carmelo, his Carmel. It looks like kerem is used for both. That's why I was confused by it. Whatever. Okay, so natati li kramim, vineyards or orchards. I don't know which one he referred to. Asiti li ganot ufardesim. Asiti li ganot ufardesim. I made for myself gardens and orchard, paradise. I think these are like walled-in gardens that have fruit. Pardes. It's where we get the word paradise in modern English. Pardes. Okay, venatati vahem, and I planted in them etz kol peri. Etz kol peri, a tree of every fruit, meaning trees that bore all kinds of fruit. Natati, again, is I planted. Natati. Lintoa also means, no, this is to plant. Lintot is to tend, like you tend towards something, you lean, incline to it. All right, that is verses 4 and 5. We've got up to verse 10. Verse 6. Asitili brechot maim. Okay, if you go to Jerusalem, there's a place called Brechat Shiloach. Shiloach is the Hebrew word for the Siloam pool. Siloam, we say Shiloach. Asitili brechot maim. I made for myself pools of water. Pools of water. This is also, brecha is where you go swimming. Like if you go to a hotel, you want to go swimming. So you go to the brecha. Brechot maim, pools of water. It gives us the word lashkot is to irrigate or to give water. Lashkot maim, okay, to provide water. Ya'ar someach eitzim. So to irrigate, or mayhem is from the pools, excuse me, to irrigate from them, to bring water from them to a forest growing trees, something like this, a forest growing of trees, something like that. I hear a noise. I don't know if that's somebody messaging me. I have somebody here by the name of Ro'i, but it doesn't let me put you on stage. It says your camera or your mic are not connected. I'm very sorry. It says they will need to connect their mic or camera before you can add them to the stage or to the stream. Very sorry. Connect something. So, number 7. Kaniti avadim ushfachot. This is not a good one, but okay. That's something we think is immoral in our days. But it means I bought or I acquired. Today we have a separation between buying and acquiring. Where we say acquire, we say rachash, rachashti, and I bought is kaniti. But in the Bible, it's going to be the same word basically. Kaniti avadim ushfachot. I bought or I acquired male slaves and female slaves. Okay. That's not something to brag about in our day and age. Uvnei bait hayali. Okay, and again, notice the switch in stress. Instead of hayali, we says hayali, hayali, just like we had earlier, hayalo. Uvnei bait hayali. Okay, and I had sons of the house. Sons of house means household members. Okay, could be children, could be other members of a house. Okay, gam miknei vakar vatson. Gam miknei vakar vatson harbe hayali. Okay, so also miknei is like livestock, of cattle and flock of sheep. I had a lot. I had a lot of cattle and sheep livestock. Okay. Mi kol shehayu lefanai b'Yerushalayim. Okay, and so here when you say I had a lot from all who were before me in Jerusalem, he's saying a lot more than them. I had a lot more of all of these things, mikol, of everything that I had, of anybody who was before me in Jerusalem. I had more than everyone who was before me in Jerusalem. Okay, let's see what he gives us. Yeah, okay, that's all. Verse 9, he has the word hosafti. He says, I increased, so we'll get to that in a minute. Kanasti li gam kesef vezahav. Kanasti li gam kesef vezahav. I amassed for myself also silver and gold. Okay. Usgulat melachim. Okay, this is the things that kings treasure or they love, right? Sgula is something that you really like, that you really love. So Am Sgula is what Israel is called, a people of a cherished possession to God. Sgulat melachim is things that kings like, things that kings really love. Ve hamedinot, and the provinces, the things that are loved of kings and the provinces, probably meaning everything that comes along with royalty. Asiti li sarim v'sarot, I made for myself princes and princesses, not really princes and princesses, but ministers, masculine and feminine, like people that were serving me, they were my ministers. Ve'ta'anugot b'nei ha'adam. Ta'anugot b'nei ha'adam. Ta'anug is something you also, again, something you like. Lehitaneg is to take pleasure in something. These are pleasurable things of the Son of Man, things that people take pleasure in. And then we have shida v'shidot. That's an odd expression that we don't need to go into because it's difficult to translate and it has a lot of interpretation. So let's ignore that phrase. Ve'gadalti ve'osafti mikol shehaya lefanai b'Yerushalayim. It's the same expression here, right? Mikol shehaya lefanai b'Yerushalayim. So I became great and increased. It means I became greater and increased more. The min prefix that is a comparative prefix meaning more than all who were before me in Jerusalem. In other words, I became a greater king than Jerusalem had ever had before. Okay, af chochmati amadali. But he says the af is kind of like contrastive. But my wisdom stood for me, meaning most of the time when somebody becomes a king and they become really great, then they get puffed up with power and they lose their sense. But he's saying, I didn't lose my sense. Even though I became greater than all who were before me, my wisdom stood for me. Like it stayed with me. It didn't, my wisdom did not abandon me. V'chol asher sha'alu einai, okay, and everything that my eyes asked for, lo atzalti mehem. Lo atzalti mehem. I think that means like I did not hold anything back from my eyes. If they ask for something, let's look at the word atzal. But I think it means like I didn't hold anything back whenever they asked for it. Atzalti, to refuse, to reserve, to take away. So whatever my eyes wanted or asked for, I didn't hold anything back. I let them have anything that I saw. I let myself have. Okay. Lo manati et libi mikol simcha. Limnoa is to prevent. I didn't prevent my heart from any joy. Means I let my heart enjoy anything that should cause joy. I let myself enjoy everything. Ki, because libi sameach mikol al amali. Okay, it's because my heart is happy or is joyful from all of my labor. Now, this goes into things that he was talking about previously in this book, about amal being the greatest joy that a person can get from life. They need to be content in their portion and these things. V'zeh haya cheleki mikol amali. And this was my portion, my part, what I receive from all of my labor, from all of my toil. Okay, so that's a lot of words, not so easy to go through. Hopefully, if you worked on it and you translated through it, it kind of made sense to you. That's a lot. We've been at it for an hour and a half. How about I'll just read through it quickly for those who want just to hear the Hebrew, and we will be done, I think. So verse 4. Higdalti ma'asai, baniti li batim, natati li kramim, asiti li bganot ufardesim, ונתתי בהם עץ כל פרי. עשיתי לי בריכות מים, להשקות מהם יער צומח עצים. קניתי עבדים ושפחות, ובני בית היה לי, גם מקני בקר וצאן הרבה היה לי, מכל שהיו לפני בירושלים. כנסתי לי גם כסף וזהב, וסגולת מלכים והמדינות. עשיתי לי שרים ושרות, ותענוגות בני האדם שידה ושידות. וגדלתי והוספתי מכל שהיה לפני בירושלים, אף חוכמתי עמדה לי. וכל אשר שאלו עיניי לא עצלתי מהם, לא מנעתי את ליבי מכל שמחה, כי ליבי שמח מכל עמלי, וזה היה חלקי מכל עמלי. מכל עמלי. Ugly word. Great. How do you guys feel about all of that? That's a lot. Let's pull Kevin up there. He's the last one that's hung on with me. How do you feel? Did you get to study through this lesson on your own before this?
No, I've been having some assignments and an exam that I had to work on, so I've not been looking at any of this for a while. So just getting back into it now.
Well, all right. Don't neglect Hebrew, because Hebrew is a lovely friend.
Yeah.
I hope that everyone out there in live chat, we've got 6 viewers right now. Ooh. Oh, we do have a private chat message that I missed. Sorry. Roy sent. Popanax. I'm very sorry we missed you, man. But next time. Very cool. I will throw, I guess, the reminder that we have HebrewCafe.com/Discord. It's where we all hang out, and that's where I gave the link for anybody wanting to join us this time. We got the Patreon.com/Hebrew Cafe for anybody who wants to give me a little bit of money so I can get coffee during the week or something. YouTube.com/@the-Hebrew-Cafe/streams. This is where our live streams happen. With that, I will say a big toda. Karen, do you want to add anything before we let these people go? Let my people go.
Yeah, toda.
All right. So then on Monday, we're going to be covering actually how to say in Hebrew, let my people go, from the Ten Commandments movie, like Moses, let my people go. So we learn the PL on Monday, and that is the binyan that we use for the verb, let my people go. Shalachami, let my people go. So we'll go over that. Anyway, toda rabba to all of you. I hope that your Hebrew grows and continues to improve, and we will say toda rabba again. See you later.
All right.
Yay.